Drinking a Saudi. Oh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, I gotta make some sort of ghetto tripod kind of setup for my camera. My phone. Yeah, buddy. Living the dream, trying not to cream because I'm a big boy. Usually. There we go, my dudes and dudesettes. Yar. Hell yeah. Love this hoodie. It's just getting dirty from work, so. Oh, ski gives me. There we go. Couldn't find my mohawk. Okay. Oh. Swing. That shit is bright. Super bright. Ooh, got lucky with that one. Oh, hope everybody's been having a decent week, making good choices, hanging out with people that are good for you. Remember, you don't gotta have a huge circle. Just make sure that it's quality over quantity when it comes to friends, like most things. I do need to set up my background because I have that big skeleton thing, which I love. Got it for a Christmas gift years ago from my older brother Ryan, and I think he got a lot of people tapestries that year, honestly. But very, very cool indeed. Um, been working a lot. Hence why I haven't been going live. And then for some reason when I do, it gets shadow banned, which I'm not a fan of, but I also can't really, control much of that scenario. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I flip knives or what, but I don't get on here and say anything like crazy offensive. Yeah, we joke and we kid, but obviously I try to make this a place where you guys don't have to worry about, anything like that. So I do apologize for my absence, but again, I am working an amazing job. I'm very blessed to to have the position that I have, as well as, you know, be able to work with the people that I'm able to work with. You know, does a lot for my self confidence as well as my self esteem. Just good vibes, dude. You know, good vibes, very much. Although the one big negative is that I catch myself falling asleep, like standing up or like while I'm on the forklift, essentially, and you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff. I'm trying to get this set up, you guys. You know, better. I got a lot of my pocket stuff over here. I had to break out a syringe tip to get inside of a thing of super glue. I have this old, like, I'll show you guys. Maybe it'll bring back some nostalgia. This is a thing you get from this is way back, like early 90s. So you'd get Captain Crunch boxes cereal, and you have to save the UPCs, and you send in the UPCs, and maybe you have to pay shipping, but you get something like this. You can also just buy these on eBay, which is what I did. This is my second one, and I'll tell you why I had to get two of them. I was buying a lot of stuff impulsively for a while, and it was just because of my drug addiction. So when I stopped doing drugs, I wanted to have that, you know, that euphoric blast, you know, that a lot of substances will give you. So chasing that dragon, I guess, I got into impulse spending, stuff that I had in my childhood that I no longer had, and it was more so I get to see it and just kind of be a part of that, you know, that just that blast from the past kind of like feeling, you know. But I had to buy a second one because my sweet little daughter Nova Bean, and there's other pieces that come in here that I still have. There's one piece that I can't find. So I love stuff that's a mini version of everything else. So that's the mini. That's the normal. I bought another one because Nova broke this thing off the hinge. And mind you, these things aren't top notch, you know, built, but very cool, very unique design. There was like a octopus that came in here as well. So I was just trying to use this nail glue bottle, and of course super glue cakes up. So I was trying to use God, I gotta find that now. I don't want a syringe just floating around. I think I have it up here actually. Yeah, right here. See? And it's nice. I use this actually to clean in beside, like, in between here, when it's really hard to get, like, even a screwdriver in there, as well as the side portion in between here where your bearings are, or your washers. But yeah, I was trying to glue this. I just got to get some, like, Gorilla Glue or something like that, which is fine. It's not a big deal to me. I just really like it, and I'd like to be able to display it just because I think it's really cool. I don't know, I've always liked smaller versions of regular sized things. Just always intrigued me. Plus, I really enjoy the fact that I can buy stuff that I had in my childhood, and I can give it to Nova, and she has the option to play with it and appreciate it, or just be like, hey, that's cool, and then, you know, on to the next thing. So, I don't know if you guys are interested, but this is my current work knife. It's a butt release Doyle, which I always consider this like the blade shape is a hawkbill, and it's a really, really nice knife. Very, very sharp even out of the box, but I want to say it's for drywall, but I use this for everything. I've used this for cutting sandwiches for me and my I almost said roommate, geez, my best friend Kevin, and just because we work together, I'll make him a lunch sometimes. The guys give me a ride, you know, to work, so it's the least I could do is make the guy a hoagie, you know, a little Scooby-Doo sandwich action, and that's what he calls them because I'll use like submarine sandwich bread, you know, semolina. Yep, I've been driving a forklift at work. I've been helping kit parts together for the welding department. I also just cut my hair. It's been a while. It's the same thing on both sides. It's just like a bro hawk, essentially, you know? So I can do it either way. Flip it back if I want to. The longer it gets, that might be the option, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah. I like it. It's easy. Um, I just enjoy having no hair on the sides. Plus, I've had the wings, and I haven't had the wings from like a hat since I was a kid. And let's be honest, some girls like it. I don't care really. It's more so just annoying for me because I see it in like pictures. It's like a pet peeve thing, I guess, at the end of the day. Rosin in those things is not the best. Oof. What else was I gonna do? Oh. And I've just been super stressed. There's been a lot of shit going on at the house, and it's hard to decompress a lot of stuff as a guy without like turning to drinking, using substances, gambling. I mean, there's so many vices that people, and I'm just speaking for guys, I can't speak for women at all just because I'm not a woman or a woman. But yeah, it's just a lot of stress. I take on stress from work. There's a lot going on here with my parents and with my daughter, and it's just a lot. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far navigating it without having to turn to craziness and take steps backwards as far as my recovery and just my overall, mental health, we'll say. Um, I feel like I've definitely gained some weight, which isn't a bad thing at the end of the day. Um, I'm bringing food to work and actually eating it, which is insane. Just because that's something I'm personally not used to doing. So, got to get used to that. Um, Sorry, I'll talk and show knives, just because this is Maztec Knives. All about knives. Mostly butterfly knives is what I've been utilizing to, I don't know, for me, I just like these a lot because it's a fidget kind of thing. You can customize these knives, you get to make up your own tricks. You get to trade them with friends. You get to anodize them. It's very cool. Not everybody can do that though. Some states are illegal, like Illinois. It's a lot more, which is where I'm currently living. It is, and where I'm from as well. It's very like a good example. Hear me out. For OTF knives, which is out the front, so like a switchblade, they pretty much look like this with a button, except instead of them flipping out from the side, these fire out from inside the knife outward, like, a switchblade. You have to have a firearm identification ownership license for a knife. Crazy. It's very expensive to live in Illinois, tax-wise, and excuse me. Yeah, I like it though. Honestly, I'm from here. I love my family's here. I wish that my daughter and her mom would move out here just because I feel like they'd both be significantly happier. We would have family. Her family's not out here, mine is. So, um, I don't know, it'd just be nice to be able to see my daughter a lot more than just like twice a month, which sucks. But it's worth it just because, I mean, it's not worth it, but it is because I'm making money, I'm working, I have a great job, I work with amazing, amazing people. I'm very blessed to be in the position that I'm in, and people must think that I'm like a mute or just like out of my fucking mind just because at work I'm either like in a very good mood or I'm just like very, quiet. And the main reason is I'm used to being like like the hey, look at me kind of dude. And that gets you nowhere in life, I've noticed. Plus, I don't like being that guy, I really don't. Like, yeah, I'm funny, but I also don't like being the center of attention just because in my line of work and just like with me being on social media and stuff like that, it'll happen eventually, but I'm not trying to chase that. Um, I also try to, I don't know what the fuck is on my lip. Um, but yeah, I also try to be a positive role model just because I do take into consideration there are people that watch me, maybe idolize me, which is flattering and cool. So I try to be on like my best behavior. I don't know. I just try to like be somebody that I would want to look up to, just because I have a daughter. But even if I didn't have a kid that looks up to me, I would still want to be somebody that is, putting good stuff out there in the world, good content, making you use your brain more so than just following a trend and stuff like that. I love the fact that people have the option to be individuals. That's why I like flipping knives. People don't see a lot of people doing that. I also like dangerous stuff. As a recovering drug addict, it's just like something that it's such a weird concept to put yourself in harm's way, but I do that with the jobs that I've always had dangerous jobs. Um, and it's more so for the fact that they pay more, but I also really, really, really enjoy the thrill of like learning some of these skills that a lot of people don't get because they don't want to put themselves in, risky scenarios or situations. But it's very gratifying. And the place that I work now is also very gratifying because of the fact that they have so many people that want to see you succeed. I'm very much not used to people being so genuinely nice. And ooh, could have been bad. It's something that I'm getting used to, but it's also, this is left-handed by the way, and I'm a righty. Uh, Everything is just better in life when like you put a little extra effort into being nice. And it's only because you are putting effort in. Some people are just naturally vibrant and bubbly, and I used to hate that. I used to hate that. But I realized why I didn't like it. It's because I wasn't able to, do that myself, which is honestly a very, very cool thing to do. To just be happy 24/7, and especially in a world like this, dude. Hooey, hooey. It is scary out there. And it's only because there's so much chaos that just gets swept under the rug that people are now just starting to kind of like, you know, visually see in some of these leaked videos, but you have to really tread lightly because of AI. So you don't know what's real, what's fake. There could be a lot of shit, man. A lot is probably fake, but at the end of the day, people aren't going to bring stuff up unless it's something that's affecting them. And a lot of that stuff is being or trying to be, put out there, but there's a lot of media that is, working with the government, so they have a say so in what gets released and what doesn't as far as information to the public. So um, I don't want to be that channel that talks about conspiracy theories, but God, do I love it. Oh, Daddy, that was so close. And y'all didn't even say, "Are you okay, Maz?" No, but it's okay. I still love you guys. You guys are cute, so it's okay. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna be flipping knives and answering questions, shooting the shit. That's what we do. If you're gonna be a roughneck, you gotta be a roughneck. The shoe fits, wear it. You know what I'm saying? I love this knife. This is my Talisong by See, it's got the little Dead Fly logo on there. If you can't see it on here, it's pretty much this guy, which is could be better of a tattoo. But it is Flytanium. That's where I got my Tater song, which is a very limited run of crinkle cut French fry handles for a knife, which was my first Balisong ever, now that I think about it. Not ever, 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 but the first one that I bought for myself that was like a god tier knife, and that's still why I love it so much, dude. And it's got some chips because I have dropped it, so I try to be as good to it as I possibly can. But it's on bushings and has the like speed bearings, crinkle cut French fry handle, Balisong with a steak knife blade. There was only 500 of these made, and this is $2.99. Yeah, $2.99 out of 500. Probably can't see it, but it is right here at the top. I'm trying to zoom in. Well, you guys can see that there's something there, but yep, they got the Flytanium logo on the bottom of the blade. And then on the other side, it has a thing of French fries, which is kind of hard to determine. Very cool, very unique. That's what I like about it. Whew. There are, as I drop the fucking super limited edition knife, ooh, it is a very unique knife, and it comes razor sharp right out of the box. The unboxing experience was incredible, to say the least. It came in a, first off, I got this. I got real lucky. I just nicked myself with this thing, which is razor sharp. Oh, that's right. I just dropped this. Anyways, so it came with this, which is the Flytanium little guy. And Flytanium's really good about that. Like, their advertisement is incredible. Incredible. Whoever is in charge of that, like their PR team, so yes, these are my two Flytanium knives right here. This is the Talisong by Eldon Tally. This also has a mushroom on there. It's very hard to tell. There you go. You can see it. So yeah, this is the Flytanium Talisong Z. I love the handles on there. It's got the little diamond pattern. It's amazing for grip. It flips incredible. It's a Tonto blade, so I love it. It's just like a very good knife. It feels good in your hand, you know, like it's, if you're spending $300 on a knife, this is one that you're not going to be upset about, I promise you. It's a very, very good flipper. It's well made. Eldon Tally is a god amongst men when it comes to these kind of knives. They have other options too, but keep in mind, Flytanium is top notch knives. You're going to be spending money. Like, this was like a $500 knife. This is $310, I think, out the door. But it sounds incredible. Like, I'm not paid. This one sounds different because it's on bushing and bearings. It's got zinc, and it's also got that coating over the, I can't remember the name of it. If it's, I don't know. Beautiful knives, both flip incredibly. This is also my buddy Kevin's knife. I just have refused to give it back. I gave this to him, I think, one of the first times I came to his house, actually, because he just bought a house this year. So I wanted to gift him something since I knew he had a job where people use knives. And if I love you and you're close to me and I like genuinely appreciate you, you're getting a knife from me. That's just how it goes. I don't expect anything in return, but I want you to be on the same level as me. Like, hey, I got one of these and I use this shit. I flip this shit. It's dope. You want one? I got you. Um, I just got one of my coworkers one. My buddy, uh, Kevin, who I work with as well, whoo, daddy. This one's old too, and this is also one of those. This is Frankenforged, so it's got a little etched in Frankenstein face, which is really cool. It has your information on here, which is the number 24 out of how many, I don't know specifically. I don't know if they're 500, runs of these guys. This is a kukri blade, and it sounds really good, but I don't know if you notice, most knives have a thigh gap. This one barely does. So again, they're not all like this. This one probably just scooted past, QC quality control without getting the good, full look down, but it's a great knife. Another thing that I take into consideration, I appreciate and respect, is that it's a younger kid who's making all of these knives, whether it's by himself or not. He's the Frankenforged guy. There's somebody who is under the age of 30 who's making knives because they love it. It's, probably doing a solid for them as far as, financial stuff, but it's also not cheap to buy knives. That's why it's not cheap to make them. The overhead is ridiculous when it comes to spending when you're like a shop owner. A CNC machine alone is minimum, we're talking like 25 grand. $1,000. So let's, like, the place that I work has like 20. The tooling alone for those is through the roof. So if you break a drill bit and you're making 200 of these, that drill bit might be the same expense that you pay for 200 knives. So people always wonder why certain companies are very expensive. I will show you good quality knives every time, and I will not talk shit about the company because I respect. Remember, this whole journey of mine, getting sober, doing all this stuff, trying to be the best dad that I can be, learning as much as I possibly can. It's all to benefit me for my dream, which is what? To have a cabin, have some land. Even if I'm living in a van, down by the river, eating ramen all day, every day, if it's to get me to my dream, which is to make my own knives. And maybe it's only a select few people or content creators that I make them for, but I want to be very exclusive. But I also want to have a product that everybody has the option to get to. So, that's why I want people to, give me design ideas. I'm not going to steal anything from you guys because, again, once you're a subscriber of my channel, I consider you family. If you're going to support me in whatever this journey of mine is, again, it's not something that I'm going to forget, but if you're making a knife design idea and it happens to blow up, guess what? Now we're partners, I wouldn't just screw you on something that you and me both get to share with everybody. I very much appreciate the fact that people are starting to trust me, and as a recovering drug addict and little gang banging, turd back in the day, it's a very, very, like, it's a good feeling. It's just something that I'm not used to. So I feel like very much out of touch, or like somebody that's a PTSD survivor where, I don't know what like feeling good should feel like, so that's why I try to be nice to everybody, because you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what people are dealing with outside of the realm of wherever you see them, whether it's at work, shopping, daycares, whatever the case is. Just try and be nice to people. The only time I'm not nice to people is when they're not nice to me. Then I'll start getting snappy. But even then, I try to be considerate and wonder, hey, are they okay? What's going on with them? Are they special? Because we live in a very sensitive society. So, this is my TOA Hades. This is probably one of my favorite knives. It says TOA there at the base of the tang. Tang, hell yeah, dude. But yes, this is CPM S35 VN steel. This is 103. There is only 200 of this knife in existence. They have tons of clones though. This is not. This is legit. I have the box right here with the number 103 because that's the same number that correlates on the box, and the blade, the inside has my secret stuff in there. No, it's just some miscellaneous shit like a rosin container. But it even says here, TOA Hades Sovereign Class. This knife alone was $500. I got that knife and my, I'm trying to think what else I got. This damn light. So I got this, another knife that sounds incredible. I love it. Ooh. Fuck. Ay, Dios mío. Mi huevo es más interesante. Ooh. So yeah, I like flipping these knives. They're expensive though. So if you're gonna be doing it, do it over like a pillow, or, I mean, I try to look at these knives as a tool because that's what they are. I'm trying to do the Z choker the right way, because normally when I do my Z chokers, it's bottom, so it's ice pick style, and then when I go to do it, I still catch it in ice pick. In my opinion, the right way is you start like this, and then you catch it upright. And it's just hard to understand. I can do it, it's just, you have to have it do a certain amount of flips the right way. That was like a perfect to close, but here it is. Fuck. I swear I'm right there. Oh my god, it's doing it. It's just not the right way. Dude, that's so annoying. Here, you know what? We're gonna do it with this one. No, we're not. That's not the right one I want to flip. Oh, Jesus. Loves me. Yes, I know. Okay, it looks like we're stuck with this one. That was it. There we go. Fuck. There we go. And we're going to screenshot it. Nope. There we go. Sorry. Ooh. Hey. Just sharpen this one. This one is probably one of my favorite knives. it just is a very reliable flipper. I don't even know if you guys are able to see that. Sorry about the angle that I'm sitting. It sounds incredible. All right, so sorry, this is my Rebola. This is by blackbalisong.com. This is probably one of the cheapest knives that I own, and even this one's $250. I also have the one of one floating around somewhere. I think it's in my case upstairs now that I think about it, because I went through it yesterday. Damn it, there you are, you sneaky prick. This is just the one that I've been able to, like, do it really well on. It's got titanium handles. See? Still got it. And yes, it's hard. But I would honestly consider teaching people everything I know, because I've had to learn a lot of this shit, like, off the rip. And there's a few people that I would absolutely love to give a shout out to, and that's Enoch. This is a gentleman from, God, I want to say Thailand. But an incredible flipper, absolutely incredible. He does a lot of good for the Balisong community, I'll tell you that much. He helps people get certain knives from different countries. If you have a certain knife that you're looking for, I think he does commissions maybe. Just a solid dude. If you guys can too, make sure you're hitting that like button, because otherwise this thing does not get shared. My goal is to help people, as well as to build this channel up to as big as I possibly can. I do the giveaways, which honestly, 9 times out of 10, you're getting one of my personal knives. I used to have like 75 to 90 knives, and now I'm down to like 11, maybe 9. Well, soon to be one less, because I'm giving one to a coworker. So, but for me, the reason I do that is because somebody that doesn't know anything about this little hobby, or you know, maybe somebody can't afford to get a knife. It's just not in the budget for them. If you give that to them, now they don't got to worry about that. They have something that they can do to maybe take their mind off what's going on in their life for a little bit that isn't drugs. You know, to me, that's doing a lot for somebody. And then when they start, you know, getting stuff down, like, these are the only tricks that I was able to do the first full year. All I was doing was buying knives. That's why I accumulated so many knives, is because I didn't know how to flip them. I was just buying them with this channel, and I was doing, you know, unboxing. And for me, that gave me a fair amount of my subscribers. I also lost a lot because I was kind of making an ass out of myself on this channel. When I was going through a lot of shit in my life with Nova's mom and stuff, there's trust issues. There's a lot of, you know, there was infidelity, essentially, and I had my suspicions. I was on an odd-hour shift, like third shift, so it was unfortunate, but I, you know, put myself in that situation, I guess, too. So it is what it is. But yeah, I just started buying knives and didn't know what to fucking do with them. So this is like the trick. And all it is a thumb roll. You're holding the bite handle, which is why people have these handle indicators, is so when you're doing tricks, you know which way the blade's going to be facing for certain flips. And that's why a lot of people have these. Otherwise, you know, you would just be risking it all. But I do that with some of my knives anyways. It's just about how comfortable you are with certain blades. And the weights of certain knives are a big factor for me, especially. But I love this. This is a Cygnus that I gifted to somebody who, thinking about it, definitely did not deserve anything. This is I think a Tanaki Swan Cygnus, if I'm not mistaken. Titanium, it was still not very pricey, because an actual Cygnus, which this is an actual Cygnus, it's just a, I'm not even going to get into it because it's a very long back and forth on how people feel and preferences and yada yada yada. There's a lot of biased people, but at the same time, we're all in this together. So, but it is a Cygnus, in my opinion. Whether it's a clone or not, it flips amazing. It feels amazing. It sounds amazing. Let's take a listen, shall we? Ooh, it's being spicy. That could have been bad. We'll just look at each other while I flip and see if I cut myself. Oh. I can't do it. It's too scary. Some knives I can. Some knives I can't close my eyes because it's... Ooh, just got hit in the personals. How about that? Ooh, I tried to do a muha. Hand off. I'm not that cool to do it yet. Ooh, that's right. I do it for the kids. In Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda. Jeez. Ah, that was another banger. Anyways, I love that this is a very lively crowd today. It makes me uber excited. Are we not up close and personal enough? Come on, let's talk, honeys. There you go. I dropped my cameras, is what happened. There we go. A little better. Yeah. Sometimes things happen in life, and sometimes life happens in things. Put rosin in here. It doesn't flow like you would think it would. I had to MacGyver it though, so, you know, 'tis what it is, and tain't what it tain't. Don't you do this to me. Oh Lord, no. I'd rather you didn't tell me that I couldn't puff on you, my good sir. But if that is the case, 'tis a pity, but we shall make it through. Pip, 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 pip. You fucking backstabber. Oh, what is that the youth say the struggle is real? I shan't be getting you another muha. I shan't. That's why I'm just gonna start talking to motherfuckers. You shan't approach me like that, good sir. Would you like a scuffle? Shall we approach each other with fisticuffs in the alley? I'd rather we didn't, but just know that I am capable of making you sleep, okay? Pip-pipping good fucking cheerio, sir. I'm also getting toys back that I So I'm getting toys back when Nova, you know, comes over that her mom probably has for me. So I'm going to show you some of the toys that I got back. Which, mind you, I'm not mad about at all. I'm very excited. And as a matter of fact, some of these I might even put up for grabs or try and sell them just because they're that unique and cool. But I'll let you guys be the judge. And some of these I've had for a hot minute. Some I won't part with, but I figured I would show you guys. And some of these are just toys that I've bought as like collector items. Some toys I have that are old McDonald's toys. Excuse me, Jada's. What else? No, I think that's pretty much it. So, Kyle from South Park. These are, there's a company called Toy Robot or iRobot or something like that, and I think that they are clones, which is just like a knockoff of the original toy. Nova's got cute little toys in this little box that I gave her. Rocks too. Kid collects rocks. Gotta respect the rock collectors. Without them, we wouldn't make it as a society. So, we got South Park Kyle, which I think is cool. Stan. Okay.
And then we got Cartman, you guys. And if it's okay, if my kitty comes over, they can have some of your pet pad. Just none of my pet pad, if that's perfectly okay with you guys. Okay, it's very good.
That's Cartman. And then one of my personal favorites, Princess Kenny. Hell yeah. Yeah, so these are toys that like I had on a display shelf when me and my daughter Nova's mom were together, and as a kid I was letting her play with them just because they're toys. She doesn't know the difference, and plus all she knew is this is a princess, you know. So that was kind of funny. But then I got myself this guy, which I love. I think it's such a cool little bust of the Cartman. It says Comedy Partners 2016. UBI Collectibles. The Coon from Coon and Friends in South Park. The head moves. That's about it. So, but keep in mind, when I make my own Balisong knives, like these are things that I'm going to take into consideration. Like, I'd like to make a Coon themed knife because I think that'd be very cool. Or just like a South Park or Cartman, like for anodization colors and stuff like that. I think that'd be very unique. And anybody that takes my ideas, I will come for you in the night. What else? I think that's really, I mean, there's a ton more cool things that she randomly has that I was like, where'd you get oh, that's right, from me. But for right now, we'll keep going through the knives. So again, we've went through, and if anybody's just coming in and wants me to go through all of the knives that I have as far as my Balisongs, which is just butterfly knives, let me know. I have no problem doing so. And by the way, Libratron Flips, welcome. Anybody that's got flips at the end of the name, I respect yous. Sorry, there's a hair on my finger. I just love black Balisong knives. A lot of people say that they have shit value to them. I think that they're really good, honestly. It was like the first company that I really was excited about because I spent like almost $2,000 with them. Can I cherry picker? I have no idea what the knives are even called, to be honest with you. I can just go through some of the tricks that I can do if that's cool with you guys. Here, let me just go through all the knives real quick, and if you guys decide that I'm cool enough to be your friend, please subscribe, because I do giveaways. That's why I'm down to like 9 knives, and I used to have like 75 to 90 knives. You guys can look at the old videos. Trust me, I'm not lying about this. So we have the LDY Aquatic, which is one of my favorite knives. They had a collaboration with YK Studios. They got the punch on the, sorry about the lighting. You can kind of see the YK. Yep, there you go. Beautiful knife, man. Sounds incredible too. It's honestly, ah! All right, so we got that one. This is my Flytanium case too, by the way. These are just some of the little patches. I have a, and I'll go through the ones that I have on the floor because I'm sure some of you guys are coming in halfway. So this is Fellowship Blades. My, God, what is happening? Oh, that's right, I was using a strop and I had some of the green strop compound left on there. This is number 150. MagnaCut steel of the Gaboon. Tempest Fade. Really, really love this knife, honestly. It's hard to flip because a lot of my knives are like, I'll consider a regular weight. This one to me is just very light, which honestly I think is, ooh, not the worst thing in the world, you know, especially if you're newer. I think it would make it less intimidating as a flipper, but it doesn't make it any less sharp. And I do love this knife for the price. You know, it's worth it, I'd say. A lot of people tell me otherwise, but I have a lot of respect for people that make knives just because they don't understand how much money goes into that shit. So this is the last and probably my favorite knife that was gifted to me by Black Balisong. And there are other knives that I have upstairs, and by other knives I think it's just one, which is my one of one by Black Balisong, which is the Del Muerte. What are some of the tricks that I want to do but can't? I have a lot of trouble, like here's a good example. So like keeping the flow going in between tricks. You know what I'm saying? Good example right there. So here's like what I would consider, you know, that kind of shit. Where like you just keep it going, but it's a smooth flow with the momentum you build up. You know, like my thing, and if you've ever watched any of my videos, oh sorry, I'll show you guys my Zolo. It is Damascus. It's just I've sanded it because it started to rust. So, but it is custom engraved by Hector Guzman from Black Balisong. He gave this to me because I bought a Zolo, and I do apologize for my voice. It's just really deep. I don't know if it's just from drinking all the sodas. But it is a great knife. I got this for free basically because I bought the Del Muerte, which is a one of one. That knife alone was $1,000. It was 900 something, but we'll call it 1,000. So that plus a Zolo, which even a regular one, and I wanted it to get anodized, but he was already giving me a free knife at that point, and me and him had been talking for like a month or two prior to this purchase. So, it's just because I have like I have his email, shit like that. You know, we're not like best friends, but we're mutual people in that in the realm of like Balisong flipping. And I'm into machines and stuff like that, so at least we have like that common ground besides the Balisong. So I got a Zolo as well as my one of one, the Del Muerte. And then I got my Rebola, which is a my one of one is a Rebola. The only difference is this blade on the Rebola, it goes like this. Mine gets cut off like right there up. So they just take a little off the top. It's like a recurve kind of deal, but otherwise it's the same thing, 4 holes, same exact knife, beautiful, love it. Just a all around good knife. It sounds like 2 ducks fucking when you do the sound check. So you know it's a good knife, you know. But it's, I don't know. So I basically I got the one of one, my Rebola, and then the Zolo. So he threw in that other Zolo, my engraved one. So obviously I love Hector Guzman. I love Black Balisong. Again, a lot of people don't like Black Balisong. They say that the knives don't hold their value. Maybe that's true. I'm not sure. I just know that he yeah, right. I just know that I like the knives that he has. Some people say that they fucking really don't like Atropos knives, which some people don't even know what that is. The sight. I had an Atropos Angel, and the only reason I loved that knife is because I love Flytanium so fucking much, and they had a Zenith. It was called like a Flytanium Zenith something. And what that is it's like a Spartan style blade where like it's a double-sided, double-edged blade. Goes up and then to a tip and then down. They have one. They have a Zenith trainer. So the trainer, and you know what I'm saying? It looks exactly like a Benchmade 51, which Flytanium made a knife for, and then they fucking stopped making them, which is bullshit. But they still have it on the website. If you look it up, they'll still give it to you as a picture. It just says out of stock, as if they're gonna refill the stock of this knife. You know what I'm saying? So it's just goofy. It's just goofy to me. But I do. I love their products. They've always got really good stuff. I like the fact that there's a little bit of something for everybody. I like that they have little toys and stuff. Like I think more companies should be like that and take pride in their company. And you know, it's just I don't know, man. It's a lot. But Atropos I love because they have so many crazy knives, dude, and anodizations. But I can't think of what else. They have a like the demon, great, great, great looking knife, but I think that that could be just like a knockoff of the Black Balisong Rebola. You know, it's a lot of people just hate on certain knife makers. I think just because they have preferences and certain biases too. You know, but at the end of the day, like I want everybody to succeed. If you flip knives, you should have like a common courtesy and respect to everybody that flips knives at very least. You know, I just think that's one of those things where you should try and, no matter where you're at, try and like be your best self. Just act like you're representing a country. You know what I'm saying? Like just try and be nice. And it's not easy for everybody, and I can at least know and respect that, you know. I used to be that guy. Some days I'm still that guy. I have to put a solid effort into who I'm going to be nice to and why I should do it instead of just doing it. You know, it should be like a natural reflex for me. See, that's hard for me to do too, like switchovers. Ooh. As well as my Z choker. Yeah. They keep closing on me. I don't know why. See, it keeps closing on me. Ooh. Hey, Dios mío. There we go. That was fucking gorgeous. That's the stuff I do like. I think tomorrow I'm also going to do a tattoo on myself. So I'm going to... No, that's exactly what it is. It's because I feel like people that are good at flipping balisongs, I think that they're extremely good for one solid reason. And maybe I'm wrong. I feel like if you stick with one knife, and you master that one knife, you don't need other knives. You just are a beast with, you know, that knife that you use. So some people like the Replicant. I love the Replicant. Me, I personally like knives that are expensive, and I feel like a douchebag for it, you know? But like the Cygnus, whether you have a clone or not, like I flipped aluminum clones that are phenomenal. Phenomenal knives. It's just a good style of knife. Not everybody can you know, afford even like cheaper knives. There's plenty of amazing knives you can get on Amazon, like the Marcolo series, like the Comet. Chef kiss, great knife. Super super good knives on there. And that's the thing too. Like once you subscribe, I give you access to like all the stuff that I know. I won't. If you guys want to know, if you're like, hey, I just got $35 in the mail from my grandma for my birthday, and I want to get my first balisong or butterfly knife, like where should I go to get the best bang for my buck? I don't want to get something that's gonna fall apart after a year, and you know, like I'm gonna look for longevity, good quality of the metals for it. Like if you want something that's sharp, I'll give you something sharp. I'll tell you where to get it. If you want something that's not sharp because you want to learn but still have the weight of a real knife, I will tell you that too. Or if you can't find one, I'll tell you how to get a real knife and I'll tell you how to make it so you won't cut yourself. I want you guys to succeed. If you're on here and you see me doing it and you're like, "Hey, he looks like a solid guy. I feel like I can trust him enough to show me, you know, at least the basics on how to acquire one of these